Everybody, Rick from Tremor Outdoors. Today we're doing an install video on the F-150 LEDs, and it's the interior console LED light kit. This one's going to be a pretty straightforward installation. I have looked at it. It doesn't look terribly difficult to do. I think we should be able to knock this off pretty quick. Once again, I'm going to tell you guys, I highly recommend that you get yourself the toolkit for the upholstery kit for when you're doing this kind of work. It's a lot safer to work with than trying to pry things open with a metal tip screwdriver where you're going to gouge or break or whatever. So get yourself that if you're going to order the kits. All right, that's having been said, let's get at it. So one of the first things we're going to do, we're going to drop this down, get this out of our way, less things taking up space. And we're going to want to run the tubing in this groove right along here. And I've got my upholstery tool. We're going to start it right up nice and tight and just carefully pry this. We don't want to, as I say, we don't want to gouge or bend or break anything. So taking our time, and let's get started on that. Okay, so these tubes are essentially, I'll just show you, they're basically the same length. So the nice thing is that we don't have to worry about which side's going to go on which side. So we're just going to start with the first one, and we're going to just line it up. We're going to go tuck it right up into there, and I just want to do a measurement run. We're going to tip up the console cover here, because we're going to want to run it through here and down. All right, let's grab our upholstery tool here. I'm going to get a little light shining in here, see if that helps. That's what we're going to do. There we go. Just going to create a little gap just by bending that a little bit, okay? Let's see here. Yeah, my best suggestion, do not use a screwdriver to do this. You will absolutely, without a doubt, you will damage the trim material here. Okay, what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and run this down to where I can get a little bit more play happening here. I've already measured this. I know that that's right where she needs to go, up into there. And to see if I can get this to splay a bit. Give us a little bit of a victory. There we go. Okay. So that's a good sign. If we can get some of this to run in here, like so. Just like that. Okay, so you can see we're getting it into here. Take this tool. There we go. Just like that. Now, we've got this sitting in here. Let's see if we can get this to run the rest of the way. All right, we're going to hit this other side now. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing as we did before. That seemed to help, actually. Trying to do this the other way was just not wanting to cooperate. So if we can actually get something started, measuring off where this is going to go all the way up into here before we put anything in place. Okay. This just actually makes it a lot more simple doing it this way. Okay, that went in really nice and easy. Okay. Boy, that went way easier than the first one. Okay, so we got our wires connected the first one. Now we're going to do the second one. Click. Now we have those two connected. And what we're just going to do for now is we're just going to tuck that this way here for a second. Let's keep on trying to work on this here to feed this in. Actually, you know what? Using the flat part of the tool to press them seems to kind of help massage to get that in there. So one thing I want to note that I think personally looks better is be careful, don't push this down in super deep. It can want to drop in a little bit too far, in my opinion. And the problem with that is that it just looks like an open space. Right now, if the tubing is up near the top of the trim, it's not glaring at you that it's, it's in a tightened crack, right? So I took it out, decided to give it another run here. Kind of like that. I think it looks better. If it's too much, it creates too big of a gap, and it looks like you got a big, improperly fitting trim. So I like having it a little bit closer to the surface. Okay, so our next mission, excuse the mess in my console here. The next mission is going to be routing this wire through the trim package. I'm going to bring you down and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Hang on one sec. All right, so you can see how we run it along here. And I think you can see if you look closely how if you don't have that tube up high enough to the surface, it can start to leave a little bit of a gap looking thing. So do your best to try and leave it up to the surface. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have to run this red wire. We're going to run it through. Let me just get for you. Hang on. The next thing we're going to have to do is run this red wire through this crack down here, down through this trim, and then there's a pocket here, but inside the pocket, I've already opened it a little bit so you can see, but there's a gap in there, and we can tuck the wires into there and run it through and underneath the foot console and over to our fuse terminal. All right, so one of the important things to remember is we have a lot of wire length here, so we don't have to worry about running out because we're going a real short distance. Stretch out your wires so you got it all ready to go. Get all the little bends and kinks out of it before we start trying to run it. And you can see here, this is where it goes, the two wires kind of separate out. We're just going to tuck that into here a little bit. We'll deal with that later. And we're going to pry this up. So we're going to go back in underneath this trim like we had to get the other wire running under it. Let's see if I can get this under here. We'll fix that in a minute. Oh, that's going under there nice. Okay. Okay, I hope you're able to see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to tuck this. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's back. We will fix this in just a minute. We'll come back after we run this, pull this back up, run it back through. Not a problem. All right. This part of the console is super tight. Holy moly. Okay, the nice thing is once you get it started, it kind of wants to feed. There we go. Okay. Now, I don't know what you're going to be able to see here. I'm going to try my best to get you a camera angle on this. I think I might even try and hold my cell phone here. Okay, we're going to try and get between this trim here. There we go. Okay, run along here. And it should just drop in between. Oh yeah, sure. Get in there, you silly thing. Okay. We're winning, folks. My challenge is holding this camera and trying to run the wires. Okay. Now, tuck this under here. Set my camera down. Let's hope that you can see what I'm doing here. Nice. Opened up nicely there for me. Beautiful. That works. Okay. Well, all right. That's got that tucked in. Okay, so we run the wires down through, down along in back of this thing here, this little console, up under there, up underneath the dash. And right now it's just terminating right there because I'm going to see if Brett wants to just use the fuse plug or if he's going to solder it, what he wants to do. I'm just going to leave it there for now. And we're going to drive over to Brett's Creation, Speed and Sound in Langley and get him to hook this up.
Just tying that with factory harness, Rick.
Okay. And this is for the center console ambient light kit.
Yeah.
And then you're going to wire this into what, Brett?
We're going to wire it into the relay we use for the side marker lights.
Okay, that's the interior center console tube lighting. Love it. This stuff looks amazing. I'm really blown away. There's no sort of gaps or breaks in the lighting. It's constant. It looks beautiful at night. I just took the truck for a drive tonight, and I'm just blown away by how it looks. We have wired it into the relay that Brett put in. We've got multiple things going to it. So it's actually tying into the side vent lights, which is tapping into the headlights. So when the headlights go on, that's on. It also is triggering when you walk up to the truck and doing that as well. So overall, loving this. We're going to do some changes to the wiring. We're going to clean it up. Right now, there's so many things going on the truck that we really just want to have everything kind of connected. Then we can sort out afterwards refinements on the wiring. And that was sort of Brett's idea on this. We were talking about it today. He said, let's just get this wired up, and then once we figure out everything that we have wires coming to it, then we'll clean it up and go from there. So I think that's the right strategy. Instead of trying to do everything neat on each one of those, it's going to be really challenging. So get it all done, figure it out, clean it up. All right, so we'll catch you on the next one. In the meantime, check out F150LEDs.com. Awesome products. You're going to love it, guys and gals. It makes your truck look like $1 million. Okay, we will talk to you later.